Hi there, everybody. This is David, and today we're going to be going over 25 great RPGs that you can get on the cheap. 25 games for under 20 bucks each. A lot of them are much cheaper than that. And they're all available over on Steam, where a ton of sales are taking place, but right now, none of these games really are on sale, or if they are, they're still base price under $20. These are great games that you can get on the cheap that we're going to be going over today, and I definitely do think that that's worth the sub, as I do try my hardest to 100,000 subscribers. If you help, you like, and you sub, I know that I can get there, so thank you so much for that. I just had so many people asking me about, good games that they can get on the cheap, the economy and all that kind of stuff, so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take over the team here, go scour Steam, look for the best of the best, and let y'all know about it. And first up, we have a long-running series. This is the Ys series, and Ys 1 and 2 Chronicles together is available for $15 right here. This is an action RPG, and it is the first two games bundled together, and it's the beginning of Adol's journey where he meets up with Dogi, and he's over in Asteria and everything, and it is a whole lot of fun. If you're a fan of action RPGs, classic, traditional games, I mean, these came out in the 80s originally, but they have been upgraded, then you'll definitely love this. Another Ys game that is available over on Steam, this one's also $15, is Ys The Oath in Felghana. This is the third game in the series, so you can play 1, 2, and 3 really cheaply right here, and this one is fantastic. This is a remake of the original SNES game, and yeah, it is so good. It has full voice acting. It is just amazing. If you're looking for some fun times, look no further than these. Now, here I wanted to pull up just the Final Fantasy series in general because, you can't talk about RPGs without talking about Final Fantasy. It's the law! But there's a lot of them that are actually on sale. Well, you can see they're not on sale. I keep on saying that, but that's not true. Their actual retail price, yeah, the price is right now, is roughly $12 for the first game in the series, but the prices do fluctuate based upon them. So the sixth game is $18, but if you look down, I don't know what the deal is with their prices, because it's like the sixth, the fifth, the third, the fourth, are all $18, but the 7th is $12, which is the same price as Final Fantasy 1, but the 13th game is $16, but the second game is $12, but the 8th game is $20, so yeah, I was just like, okay, this is crazy, I can't go over all of them, so I just pulled up the search results right here for these, because the prices are kind of all over the place, but as you can see, you can play a lot of them relatively cheaply. I mean, 13-2 is actually one of my favorites in the entire series, and that one is only $20. So you can really have a field day and play through a lot of these Final Fantasy games without really breaking the bank either. Even the 3D remakes right here of 4 is only $16, but the 3D remake of 3 is $16 as well. So yeah, so there's a lot here for Final Fantasy. I would be remiss to bring up Final Fantasy and then not bring up Chrono Trigger, one of the best games ever made. Yeah, this one is also over on Steam, and it is available for $15. If you haven't played this freaking masterpiece, what are you doing? Stop the video right now. Go play this. This is one of the best games ever made. Has time travel, has turn-based combat, but you can hit areas and stuff. Each character is wholly unique. It is so much fun. There is a reason why this is a timeless classic and everybody's clamoring for a remake, because this thing, it needs a remake, it needs a sequel, it needs something. Where is something for Chrono Trigger? Definitely be sure to check this one out. And also, its successor, Chrono Cross, the Radicals Dreamers edition, is over on Steam. This one for $20 right here. This is the recent remake that came out a couple of years ago. 2022. There it goes, right there. And this not only has Chrono Cross in it, plus some quality of life editions, but it also has Radical Dreamers, which is a visual novel that was originally released on the Satellaview, which was an add-on to the SNES that released in Japan only. And then Chrono Cross, rather than being a sequel to Chrono Trigger, was a sequel to Radical Dreamers. I know there's a lot there, but I'm trying to make it quick and dirty. But yeah, so if you want to get the full Chrono experience, play Chrono Trigger, and then play Chrono Cross and read Radical Dreamers, you can do that not that expensively right here. This one, it's kind of mixed, I guess, as far as the reception, as you can see right there. Did not mean to do that, but there you go. It is a little bit of a mixed reception. However, it's still a lot of fun, and I do think that you should play this game. It does have turn-based combat, and you can recruit a ton of characters. They're not all that useful, though, but you can recruit a lot of them. There's like 44 of them. It's kind of ridiculous, the amount of characters that you can recruit here. And the music is just fantastic. A lot of the times when I'm editing videos and stuff, I actually turn on the Chrono Cross music because it's just so soothing. I love it. But what about playing 3 freaking games for one price of $20? 3 great games that I played whenever I was a little kid on the Game Boy. These are the first 3 games in the Saga series. Whenever they were sold here, they were sold at the Final Fantasy Legends series. And even though they are part of the Saga series, and a lot of people might think that that's a little bit confusing and stuff, and it can be a little bit hard to get into Saga because it does have a steep learning curve, these games are very simple to get into. Do not be afraid of them. The first 2 games have you like climbing up through worlds. You climb up a tower and then you go to different worlds and stuff, and you create your party, and you have turn-based combat, and it has a really cool story. The second game, you know, you're going through like different worlds and stuff. It's just a whole lot of fun using like the celestial bridge or whatever to get there, and each world is governed by like a different god, and you're collecting their magi and stuff, and it's really cool. The third game has time traveling elements, and you know how much I love time travel. And if you're a fan of Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, then you definitely want to play Final Fantasy Legend 3 because it was made by the same team as Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, and you can totally tell as you're playing it. So if you're looking for time travel, if you're looking for different worlds, if you're looking for something a lot of fun, but short games that you can get through relatively quickly, then look no further than these. More critically acclaimed games, more games that are cheap. Grandia 1 and Grandia 2 are both $20, and these are the HD remasters. These are some of the best stories ever told in gaming, with super charming characters that you will just fall in love with. I cannot recommend these games enough. The voice acting is spectacular. The animated cutscenes are just like to die for. It has large maps that you can go and explore and stuff, tons of treasures, magic and weapon levels that you'll able to like level up, and then you like learn new spells based upon, you know, their levels and stuff. Like if you get like fire and wind leveled up, then you'll get like a simoon sort of spell where you can deal like fire wind damage or whatever. It's really a lot of fun. It's really cool. It's funny too, especially the second game. If you're looking for a super funny game, you've got to play the second game. It follows Ryudo, and he's a geohound, and then he meets up with the songstress Elena, who turns into this raging freaking bitch on wheels, Millennia, and they like don't really know that she's turning into each other and stuff, and like it's just a lot of fun. It's so freaking good. If you like good classic RPGs, then do not pass these 2 games up. Here we have another grouping of games. Persona 3 Portable as well as Persona 4 Golden are both $20 over on Steam as their base price. Now, I know that some of you might be saying, oh, well, you know, I would rather play Persona 3 Reload, and yeah, that is the newest one, but that one's $60. This one's only $20, and it gives you, you know, a female protagonist option if you'd like to. So if you haven't played these games and you do want to play them, this is a good, cheaper option in order to get through the story of Persona 3. Persona 4 Golden is also available here too, again $20, but we do know again that a remake of this game is coming out, has not yet been announced, but they pretty much all but announced it. Like, they made this website that's identical to the Persona 3 Reload website, so we know that it's coming. It's just a matter of time of whenever it's coming. But if you haven't played this game or you do want to play it, while you're waiting for the remake, now would be a good time to do so. Another absolute classic that's also getting a remake, Trails in the Sky. The very first one is on sale, not on sale. It's the regular price for $20 frickin' right now. I don't know about y'all, but I normally always play these games anyway because I'm just old and I've played them, but whenever the remake of the games come out, I like comparing what the original was as compared to the remake. It's just something that I really like to do, and if you haven't played this first game and you know the remake is coming out this fall, then you might want to check out, you know, what it was like the first time around and why this series took off the way that it did. There's definitely a reason, because this game is just spectacular, and now you can go ahead and play it here over on Steam, and you might as well. It's just such a great game, such a great starting point for such a long-running series. This game seriously took me by surprise whenever I first played it. I had a bunch of people in the comments saying, "Hey David, you've got to check out Secrets of Grindy, you've got to check it out." And then I did, not thinking much of it or anything, and then I was like, wow, this thing's really freaking good. I personally love SNES era type games, and this here is definitely taking inspiration from that. And not only is it an action RPG that you can play single player, but there's actually a co-op mode to it too. It has a lot of like funny moments, humorous dialogue, really cool characters that you can get involved with, a lot of puzzles, and you can build up your character however you want to, using whatever weapons you want to too. You can use swords or bows and arrows or rods and magic and stuff. It's a lot of fun, so no two playthroughs will ever be different. It is a bit on the harder side. I will tell you that right now. It is a bit on the harder side, but it's definitely worth it and a whole lot of fun. Next up for 20 bucks, we got Yakuza Like a Dragon. This is the first in the Ichiban series of games, which are all turn-based RPGs. And this one here takes place in present-day, real-life Japan, but that's kind of like where real life ends. Like, the whole game is just so wacky, so zany, so much fun. There's a ton of stuff to do. You can spend hundreds of hours here playing all the mini games, or just kind of like going through the story if you want to. And whenever I played it, I was like, wow, this is just like Dragon Quest. And Ichiban himself is a huge fan of the Dragon Quest series, and he's constantly making references to it. He can like change job classes and stuff. This one is great. If you've never played a Yakuza game, because you think it's kind of like Shenmue, or, a brawler, or open world, or whatever, you don't want to give it a shot, now is your time to give it a shot. It's 20 bucks and it's worth every single penny. This was one of my favorite games of 2020. I think it won Game of the Year from me, actually, because it was just that good. It was just so crazy, so off the wall, so much fun, and I spent way too much time in it too. Now we have Symphony of War, the Nephilim Saga for $20, and this one is pretty much Fire Emblem. Like, it's actually really freaking good. I remember, it's kind of funny to me. I reviewed this when it first came out, and I just gave it a glowing praise across the board, except I said, these character portraits are ugly AF. They're hideous. They're horrible. Like, they don't fit. They're the worst character portraits I've ever seen in my entire life. And then I got comments like, how could you possibly say that about their artwork? They must have paid somebody. They put their heart and soul into it. Blah, 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 blah. No. They were ugly. So I think it's hysterical that now they put in a visual update. So they agreed with me. They put in a visual update because they knew in their heart of hearts just how ugly it was. So now it's even better and even more aligned with the Fire Emblem aesthetic. I love it. Speaking of ugly games, here we have Hylics. This one's only $3, but its sequel is also here. It was good enough to get a sequel, and this one is $15. Both of these have overwhelmingly positive reviews, and as you can see, they are very strange. I first heard about these from Totally Tubular Jonathan in a collaboration that I was doing, and he was going on and on and on about them. So I was like, you know what? It's $3. I'll give it a shot. Whatever. I'll try it out. And I did, and I was like, wow, this is actually pretty good. It's turn-based. It's weird, though. And if this is your thing, like kind of weirder RPGs, then you're definitely going to want to check both of these games out. And now the only game that's actually on sale, I keep on saying everything's on sale, but the only game that's actually on sale is Cassette Beasts right here, and it is currently 50% off at $10. However, its regular base price, $20. Like I said, 25 games under $20, even at base price. And this one is really a lot of fun. It's like a 1980s vibe or whatever, but it's an open world RPG. It's a monster capturing RPG, and you can take those cassette beasts, those monsters, and you can like combine them into one, like fuse them together and stuff. And it is great. I love the pixel artwork. I love the world. I love the turn-based combat. I love the exploration. I cannot say enough about this great game. It is so much fun. This here might not be everybody else's cup of tea, but it's my cup of tea. This is Scarmond, and it is $14, and it is worth every frickin' penny, if I do say so myself. I was contacted by the developer about this game, and I played it myself, and I really, really enjoyed it. Haven't had time to put a review out yet for it, but I will just say this, it's really good. This is a dungeon crawling RPG, and you can choose from a bunch of different job classes at the beginning of the game, and then you take those job classes into the dungeon and you just fight turn-based combat and stuff, and it is so good. It has that retro NES aesthetic, that feel that I grew up on and that I love, and I can't get enough of it. Beloved Rapture was one of the surprise indie hits of last year. I named it my best indie RPG of the year last year, and that is not like a small honor right there, because I play a ton of indie RPGs, so I know what was good, and this one is definitely good. It has a great storyline, and a lot of twists and turns, turn-based combat, kind of like a Chrono Trigger type of combat. A really nice vibe. I love the SNES aesthetics and everything. It is so, so good. This one's $20, and it is totally, totally worth it if you are into those SNES turn-based RPGs as well. It has puzzle mechanics, and the story and the plot twists and stuff. The best. This is a really neat one. This is called Splintered. And let's see how much this one of this. This is only $5, so wow, what a steal this is. And it has that Dragon Quest I aesthetic right here. But what's neat about it is that you go through the world and it seems like perfectly fine, perfectly normal quest, whatever. You go and you beat the demon lord or whatever, and then you think that you won, but no, the world splinters and everything changes and it kind of shuffles, and you go and you do it again in a totally different world, then it splinters again. And it's like, can you find the secret of this fractured, splintered world as it like shuffles around and everything? It's really, really cool. Now there's Bug Fables: The Everlasting Sapling, also for $20. And if this looks familiar to you, that's because not only have I reviewed this game, but it has a very Paper Mario sort of aesthetic. And it's really freaking good. But you play as like little bugs. It's kind of like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids or whatever, as you're going through like little teapots and climbing up bookshelves and things like that. And each of your characters is like good against other characters or different enemies, I suppose. So you kind of have to use strategic combat and stuff. The storyline is a lot of fun. They do like a lot of little bug puns and everything. If you're a fan of the Paper Mario series, then this one here is like, it really is exactly what Paper Mario used to be until they kind of went off the rails with the series. I cannot say enough good things about Crystal Project. I love it. It's $14. This is an open world turn-based RPG made of like, I don't know, pixels or whatever, or blocks. So like look at this. You can like climb up these cliffs and everything, go jumping from area to area, and you can go wherever you want to. But you want to go to each area and then fight the boss, because once you do, you're going to get a job class. And it's like a Final Fantasy V sort of job class. You get like monks and fighters and white mages and black mages and red mages and things like that. You can also get mounts and animals and fly them around, or use like a fish to swim around and stuff. Like, this game is amazing. This is where Final Fantasy should have gone. I am shocked that there isn't like a Final Fantasy game like this. There's also skill trees in with the job class systems and everything. Each area looks totally differently unique. Like, this is a fantastic, fantastic game. And finally, we have 8-Bit Adventures 2 for $20. This is a sequel to 8-Bit Adventures, obviously, but you don't need to have played that first game in order to understand the second game. I personally have not played the first game, but I have played the second game, and I loved it. It has an NES aesthetic, or at least they say that it does, but if you look at the graphics, I can tell that the NES could not do what they were doing here, but it's close enough, and I'll take it, and I like it. And it has turn-based combat, a world map, airships, treasures on the world map, all sorts of dungeons to go into. It has limit breaks. It has these like Ninja Gaiden cutscenes and stuff. It is so, so good. I love games like this. It's a turn order game. It's like Final Fantasy X. Like, this just does everything right. So now I want to hear from y'all. What are the best games that you've played on Steam for under $20. Got some recommendations going on here in the comment section. I would love to hear what you've played and why you like them. And thank you so much again to my patrons for your support. It does mean the world to me. Be sure to leave a like and a comment because it helps me out a ton. And as always, have a good day, everybody.